I will fight for you. What's up everyone? Hello YouTube. Welcome, my new video. We are going to talk today about my daily food structure because nutrition is where the most problems are for you guys, and what I realize also my clients has most difficulties with. So what I'm going to explain in this video, I'm going to walk you through my daily food structure, what I do to stay lean year round. As you guys know, I'm sub 10% body fat and I maintain this year round. So the way I do this, I will explain everything I do so you can implement this straight away. First thing, what I always say to everyone to make it yourself easy, you need to have a daily structure. Make it easy for yourself with breakfast, lunch, dinner. 3 meals, 3 big meals. Then I want you to do every meal has at least 40 grams of protein. What happens if you skip eating protein in your breakfast? You have to eat way more protein later on in the day. So for example, you have to eat maybe then 150 grams for your lunch and dinner, and that's almost impossible. If you're not eating enough protein in your breakfast, you will get cravings later on in the day. You will be more hungry. Protein will help you feel more full, sustained. So that's why it's so important to reach your protein already in breakfast. Number 2, what I always recommend you to do is eat whole foods at least 80% of the time. I would say 80%. Why? I'm also human, I'm not a robot. I love to have a little sweet treat. I love to have, so now and then, a nice burger. 80% of the time I eat whole foods and I stick to that. So do I, as I said, do I never have a cheat meal? Absolutely, I have a cheat meal so now and then. I had a burger yesterday, but the difference is I don't have cheat days. Stop having cheat days. I want you to stop with that, because why would you throw your whole weeks of progress out of the window for just one cheat day? The reason I maintain the physique and I maintain my body fat I have is because once I have a cheat meal, I still maintain my daily food structure. So I still try to eat healthy the rest of the day. I still try to hydrate the rest of the day. I don't have cheat days, have a cheat meal, that's completely fine. Then, next thing I want you to focus on is you should implement having carbs in your meals. Carbs are not the enemy. A lot of guys leave out carbs because they think because of carbs that's why they're not lean. That has nothing to do with on how to get lean, guys. You need carbs. You need carbs as fuel for your workouts. What happens is if you cut out carbs, you will feel flat in your muscles. That's not what we want, right? We need carbs. So what I do with carbs is I eat carbs before my workout. And why? Because it gives me that energy, fuel for my workout. And I eat carbs mostly after my workouts because I am more insulin sensitive. So all the carbs I eat, my muscles are, as I say, insulin sensitive, so they will absorb the carbohydrates way faster, and you need to refill your glycogen storage because they're empty after your workout. So please guys, carbs are not the enemy. Keep that in mind. You don't want to feel flat in your muscles. The most important thing is staying consistent. I stay consistent with my daily food structure year round. So you need to find something what can work for you. Then the question you all have been waiting for. Stan, do you track your calories? The answer is no, I don't track my calories. And the reason I don't track my calories is because I already have my desired amount of body fat. I just need to maintain this physique. Yes, why should you track your calories? That is probably because you have already a higher body fat percentage. It will not magically disappear. You need to eat in a calorie deficit week in, week out. You need to see what you're consuming. Once you have reached that desired amount of body fat percentage, then it's just about maintaining. So Stan, how come you stay always the same? This is because it is about a week estimation. Some days I will eat a bit more calories, some days I eat a bit under my maintenance. So this allows me to stay around the same. I am really consistent with my workouts. My current training split, I train around 4 to 5 times a week. And I do cardio only 1 time per week. Why? Because I love just to have one run in. And this is not consistent. If I have to skip something, it's my cardio. I never skip my weight trainings. Yes, some days, some weeks, I'm way more busy than others. So I might go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. But I still go, I'm still consistent, and that's what is important, what you need to adapt right away. Even after day 0 festival, I felt like shit. But what I did was I still went to the gym. I had a light leg session in, I get my steps in, and I felt amazing afterwards. Why? Because I proved to myself I am that dedicated person. I still go when I feel like shit, even that it was a light workout. Doesn't matter, I still went, I still was consistent. So the fastest way to get a lean body, be in a calorie deficit, eat enough protein, have good meal structure, time your carbs around your workout, use the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you eat whole foods, 20% you have a little snack, okay, but 80% you eat proper meals. Please cut out all the sugar, all the sugary drinks, the candies, the bullshit. Eat proper meals. And if you want to have a soda, so now and then, do it at least Diet Coke. You don't want this sugary crap. Then I don't know what to eat. What you need to do is focus on meals that work for you and are quick and easy to make. For example, I can give you my example. As I said, always try to aim at least for 40 grams of protein, because you make it yourself easier. If your meal has 40 grams of protein, you'll make it yourself way harder to hit your protein goal in a day. So what I do for my breakfast, because I find this the most important, if you not have 40 grams protein at least in your breakfast, you're already behind, because you need to get that later on in the day, and that's really hard. So what I do for my breakfast, my go-to breakfast are 2 things. First thing is Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. I always have half a kilo, 500 grams. There are lots of different yogurts, quark, Greek yogurt. You need to find one that is high in protein. Look at the ingredient list and see the amount of protein is in there. But if you have one with high in protein, low fat, that's a really good one. 500 grams I eat every day. Can you have Greek yogurt with a little flavor? No guys, just get plain Greek yogurt. I don't want you to get the strawberry or the cookie flavor. Get plain Greek yogurt. Yes, you can put natural flavors in there, like peanut butter, honey, something like that, with water to make it more thin. Then another meal I eat all the time are eggs. In the morning, eggs are high in protein, high in healthy fat sources. So what I see go wrong is that guys eat half an avocado, 2 eggs for breakfast. And then I think, guys, 2 eggs for breakfast, that's like 12 grams of protein, absolutely nothing. And then half an avocado, sure, you have a lot of healthy fats there, but it's not enough, it's never enough. So what I recommend is, yes, eggs are really good in the morning, but eat more of them. Are you on a cut? What you can do is eat, for example, 3 whole eggs, 2 or 3 egg whites. So you put the egg yolk out of there, so you have more protein, less fat, and then add on cottage cheese. Guys, cottage cheese is low in fat, high in protein. If you combine the 2, you have such a high protein breakfast, and I would definitely recommend that. Then for meals, what you can do to be the most effective, to get fast, efficient meals. Meal prep, of course, I don't have to tell you that. If you don't have time to meal prep, there are tons of meal prep companies nowadays. You can just find one that works for you in your country, where you're from. Back home in the Netherlands, now I'm traveling, it's a bit different. It's really easy to get proper foods here in Bali, but back home in the Netherlands, my whole fridge is stored with meal prep products. So they already pre-made. I just have to grab a little hand of veggies, little hand of the rice, little hand of the chicken. It's so easy for me to make proper meals because it's already pre-made. You should do that as well. Then look at other brands. For example, we in the Netherlands have Upfront. It's such a good brand because they have a lot of products, food products, what contains a lot of protein. For example, they have protein oats, and I'm sure there's something similar where you are from if you're not from the Netherlands. Protein oats, just add hot water and you have your whole breakfast ready, and then a lot of carbohydrates. Or cream of rice. Guys, it's so easy to get fast protein and carbs and healthy fats in, but you need to find what works for you. And that is something I will help you in the coaching. Guys, I will help you create a solid meal plan, what you can follow day in, day out. And of course, I will adapt week in, week out where needed to make sure you lose that bit of belly fat. Because I see go wrong is that guys want to drop their belly fat way too fast. And what happens is they're doing an aggressive cut. An aggressive cut can be effective, but not for long term, guys. Why? Because you also will lose some muscle. We want to lose body fat in a proper range of 0.3, 0.6 kg per week. If you struggle with losing that last bit of belly fat, and I know guys, it can be really annoying, and I'm here to help you. I have here in the description my Calendly link, that is my booking calendar. You can book in a free strategy call, one-to-one, where we will look together what's your point A and what's your point B to get there. We will make a mini action plan, and of course, if the coaching is something for you, I'm happy to help you and guide you in this. Guys, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.